So I joined T.I.M.E in February and our classes started by March. I was a very regular and religious student. I used to attend each and every lecture, and in case I ever missed a session, I made a point that I do attend it in some other batch. So I found that very important. Secondly, I also made my formula book, which is very important. Any tips, tricks that the professor gives you during the lecture, I made sure that I wrote it in a separate book. I was also working side by side, so it is very difficult to manage work and studies, but every weekend you have to make sure that I made sure that I was in touch with my studies. Every weekend giving 1 or 2 hours was very important for me. But then as time progressed and July came, so I started increasing my studying hours. Every weekday at least I ensured 2 or 3 hours, however tired I am, I went and I did it. And every weekend I took up 6 to 8 hours depending on my availability. So that is very important, that I have to stay in touch with my studies. So I was studying and working. So initially I gave only say 2 to 3 hours a week, but as July came I got more serious, and that is when I made sure that every day I studied for 2 to 3 hours and on weekends 6 to 8 hours. I gave all my AIMCETs. Initially I did not analyze my AIMCETs, but later on I realized that it is very important, and so then I started analyzing my AIMCETs, and because of that I was able to increase my score drastically without so many efforts. Analysis of AIMCET took me 6 to 8 hours at a minimum, but I realized the importance and I did it at each and every AIMCET because it helped me tremendously. 1 week before the exam, I did not stress myself a lot over things that I don't know, but I try to strengthen what I already know so that I can boost my confidence. So I gave small 30-minute sectional tests of every section every day, just to get in touch with the speed. 1 week before my CAT, I did not do any new thing. So 1 week before my AIMCET, I did not stress myself a lot. I did not give any AIMCETs. But in order to maintain my speed, I kept giving small sectional tests in the areas that I was already confident about. So that helped me boost my confidence. So once the GDPI session started, I realized that for me newspaper reading was very important because I never read them before and I had a lot to catch on. So what I did was I read 2 to 3 newspapers every day. At least for 4 hours I was with the newspapers. Also I started realizing that it is not okay to just read. I need to write it down to remember it. Also you need to form an opinion on different news that comes. So for that again you have to read multiple sources. Reading newspaper every day was not enough. I had to prepare notes so that I don't forget it in future. And it comes handy. I thought PI would be easy, but after my first PI I realized that I got very nervous. So I took more PIs. After every PI I worked on the feedback that I got. So after every PI I improved. I came here, I gave another PI, and then they again gave me more suggestions which I had to work on. So I went home and I worked on them, and then again I came for another PI. So this happened over 6 PIs, and I feel that my confidence has increased and I've got more knowledge. So PI is very important for me.